My beloved child, in the grand scheme of this universe, there are moments when life feels like an unyielding mountain, an insurmountable peak that rises before you, shrouded in mist, its summit hidden beyond the clouds. The weight of it presses on your shoulders, heavy, relentless. You look around, seeking a way forward, but the path seems unclear, filled with obstacles and doubt. You feel as though the world is bearing down on you, the expectations of others, the demands of your own heart, the unspoken truths that you carry in silence. And in these moments I see you, my child, struggling to stand tall, trying to carry it all, thinking that you must do it alone. But hear me now, with all the love that fills the expanse of the heavens. You can rest, I will handle it. You are not alone in this. The burdens you carry, the fears that haunt you, the uncertainties that cloud your mind, these are not yours to shoulder alone. In the quiet of your heart, there is a space where you can let go of the weight, where you can breathe freely and rest, knowing that I am here, watching over you, guiding every step you take. You see, my child, there is a power greater than your own, a strength that is woven into the very fabric of existence. It is not meant for you to exhaust yourself trying to control every thread of your life, every twist and turn that comes your way. When you find yourself overwhelmed, when the tasks of the world seem endless and the demands of those around you too great, remember that it is okay to pause. It is okay to surrender your worry and fear into my hands. You do not need to solve every problem, fix every broken thing, or hold the world together on your own. You are not alone in your struggle, and the weight you feel does not belong to you entirely. There is no shame in resting, in stepping back, and allowing yourself to be carried by something greater than yourself. Your heart, fragile and full of light, does not have to bear every burden. There is a place within you where I dwell, where my strength surrounds you like the warmth of the sun, and in that space, you can find peace. You can place your trust in me, knowing that I see the bigger picture, the path that stretches beyond the fog of your immediate struggles. What you cannot see, I already know. What you cannot understand, I already hold in my hands. Your task is not to know it all, but to trust that I do. And in my trustworthiness, you will find rest. Rest, child, for I will handle it. The world will try to make you believe that your worth is tied to how much you can carry, how much you can do, how much you can achieve. It will whisper to you that rest is a luxury, something you cannot afford, that every moment must be filled with action and purpose. But I tell you this, true purpose is not found in the endless pursuit of more. It is found in the quiet, in the stillness, in the knowing that you are cared for beyond measure. Your worth is not determined by your ability to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, but by the fact that you are mine, created in love and for love. That is enough. So when the weight feels too much, when your spirit grows weary and your mind grows tired, allow yourself to pause, to rest in my care. For I see you, I know the depths of your heart, and I understand the intricacies of your struggles. You need not explain them to me, for I have always known. And in this knowing, I will handle what you cannot. I will take the burdens from your shoulders and carry them with the tenderness and strength of a father who loves his child beyond measure. And when you rest, know that in that rest, I am at work. The world may seem chaotic, and the path ahead may appear unclear, but I am weaving the threads of your life, aligning everything in its perfect time. The moments of silence, of surrender, are not wasted. They are the moments in which I shape the miracles, the opportunities, the answers that you seek. You are loved, more deeply than words can convey. Your struggles do not diminish that love. Your pain does not make me turn away. I am with you in every moment, walking beside you, holding you up when you cannot stand on your own. Rest, child. Let go of the weight. Let go of the worry. You are not alone, and I will handle it. In the vast expanse of your life, there are countless moments when you feel the need to control everything around you. You wish to shape every outcome, to steer every moment toward a destination that you deem right. You meticulously plan, striving for perfection, fearing that if you let go, things will fall apart. This desire to control, though born from a place of care and concern, can become a heavy burden, one that weighs on your heart and consumes your energy. But I ask you now, in the quiet space of your soul, to hear this truth. You do not have to control everything. I will handle it. When you hold tightly to every detail, you blind yourself to the vastness of the plan I have for you. Your life is not a series of isolated events for you to meticulously manage. It is a journey, a path that I have already laid out, with twists and turns that are beyond your understanding. Yes, you must take the steps before you, but it is not your job to determine every direction. Trust in the flow of life, for there is a current that carries you, one that moves toward your growth, your healing, and your destiny. It is not a force to be feared, but one to be embraced. Every moment you spend trying to grasp control of the uncontrollable is a moment you miss living in the flow of life. Resting in the knowledge that not everything must be directed by your hands frees you from the weight of expectation, the exhausting grind of constant action. You do not have to be everywhere at once, doing everything all the time. Allow yourself the grace to pause, to breathe, and to trust that I am the one who holds the reins. I see the bigger picture, and while your eyes are limited, my vision stretches far beyond what you can comprehend. There are things in this world that you cannot change, no matter how hard you try. There are people whose hearts you cannot alter, situations you cannot fix, and moments that cannot be rewritten. Yet, in the midst of this uncertainty, there is a sacred space of surrender, a space where you can release your desire to control and trust in the process. It is here that I meet you, in that space of surrender, and I will handle it. Imagine for a moment the peace that comes with truly letting go. Imagine a life not bound by the shackles of control, but free to unfold as it was meant to. This is not a life of apathy or inaction, but one of trust. It is the understanding that your best efforts, your intentions, and your heart are enough, and that in the areas where you cannot reach, I will step in. Rest, child, for it is only when you let go that you allow me to step in and do what you cannot. The weight you carry is too heavy for you alone, but it is not too heavy for me. The plans that seem tangled and uncertain in your eyes are perfectly aligned in mine. Trust that every step, every moment, is part of a greater whole, one that leads to your purpose, to your healing, and to your joy. In your desire to control, you may be holding tightly to something that was never yours to hold. Let it go. Release the weight. Allow yourself the rest you need, and trust that I am carrying the load with a love that knows no bounds. In my hands, everything will unfold as it is meant to, and you will find peace in that truth. You do not have to control it all. You do not have to shoulder the weight of the world. Rest in the assurance that, where you cannot go, I will be. Where you falter, I will strengthen you. Where you cannot understand, I will provide clarity. And where the world seems uncertain, I will bring peace. You can rest. I will handle it. In this journey through life, there are moments when the future seems uncertain. The road ahead appears blocked, and the answers you seek are hidden in shadows. You strain your eyes, trying to peer through the fog, only to find that you cannot see beyond the immediate. And it is in these moments of uncertainty where the deepest temptation arises, the temptation to grasp for control, to try and force an outcome to rush toward a solution. But here lies the simple truth. You do not need to know every step of the way. Trust that I will handle it. Trust, my child, is not about certainty. It is not about knowing what will happen next or having a roadmap for every moment of your life. Trust is about surrendering to the process, to the unfolding of the story that is being written for you. It is about letting go of the need to control the outcome and instead leaning into the assurance that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust is the freedom that comes from knowing that, even in the midst of uncertainty, you are never truly lost. When you choose to trust, you free yourself from the burden of doubt and fear. You allow yourself to rest in the knowledge that the path before you, though unseen, is leading you exactly where you need to go. In this world, there are forces at work that are beyond your comprehension. There are energies, patterns, and connections that you cannot yet perceive, but that are guiding your life towards something greater. It is in trusting this unseen force, what some call the divine or the natural flow of life, that you find peace in your heart. You do not need to understand it all. You need only to trust that it is there, guiding, supporting, and protecting you. Trust does not mean you do nothing. It does not mean you wait passively for things to fall into place. It means that in every action you take, you move forward with the assurance that the result is already taken care of. Trust means stepping forward without fear, knowing that you are supported in ways you cannot see. When you trust, you allow space for miracles to occur, for solutions to present themselves, and for clarity to emerge. The path will not always be clear. There will be days when the weight of the world feels unbearable, when you cannot see the next step and fear that you are walking in darkness. But even in those moments, I am with you. I am guiding you through the unknown, carrying you when you cannot carry yourself. You are never alone in your struggle, never alone in your uncertainty. I am the light that leads you, the strength that holds you up. And when you trust me with your heart, you allow me to handle what you cannot. In times of doubt, when the world is too much to bear, remember that trust is your refuge. It is the shelter that shields you from the storm, the stillness that calms the chaos. Trust that I know the way, that I see the bigger picture, and that the very things you fear will unfold into something beautiful, something beyond your understanding. Rest in the knowledge that you are being carried. Your efforts are not in vain. Your dreams are not forgotten. I will handle it. I will take care of the things that are beyond your reach, the things that seem impossible. I will work in ways you cannot yet see, weaving together the threads of your life in a pattern that will bring you peace, fulfillment, and joy. Trust that your journey is sacred, that every step you take is part of a greater plan, and that you are exactly where you need to be. There is no need for panic, no need for despair, for I have already gone before you. In your moments of fear and doubt, rest in the certainty of my love. I will guide you, I will provide for you, and I will handle what you cannot. You can rest now, child. Trust that I will handle it. There is a stillness, a peace, that comes when you release your grip on the world around you. It is the peace of knowing that not everything is meant for you to control, to fix, or to manage. Often the weight of the world feels too much to bear because you take it all on, thinking that if you don't carry it, it will fall apart. But the truth, my child, is that when you let go, you make space for miracles, for solutions, and for healing. You can rest. I will handle it. Letting go is not an act of surrender and defeat, but an act of trust in the process of life itself. It is in the release that true peace is found, for it is in holding tightly to everything that you rob yourself of the freedom to live. When you refuse to let go, you carry the weight of your struggles, your worries, and your fears with you at all times. But life was never meant to be carried this way. You were never meant to walk this earth burdened by every worry, every responsibility, and every fear. You were meant to live with joy, with ease, and with peace in your heart. The need to control is rooted in fear. The fear that if you do not take charge, things will go wrong, people will be hurt, or you will fail. But fear cannot guide you to peace. Fear cannot show you the way forward. It will only chain you, keeping you locked in a cycle of anxiety and exhaustion. Let go of that fear. Let go of the belief that you must control every detail, every outcome, every step. When you rest in my hands, you allow yourself the grace to live without the constant pressure to fix, to control, to make things happen. Your mind and your heart deserve that rest, that peace. You are not meant to live in constant turmoil, striving to solve every problem, answering every question, or managing every situation. Life is meant to flow, to unfold with ease, and you are meant to move with it, not against it. Trust that when you let go, you make space for the things that are meant for you to come into your life. It is in surrendering the need for control that you open yourself to the full beauty of what is possible. I see the desires of your heart. I understand the weight of your struggles. And I promise you that I am working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. Rest, for I am carrying your burdens. I am working in the background, making sure that everything is falling into place. The things you fear, the outcomes you worry about, the unanswered questions, they are not yours to carry alone. I have already handled them, even before you knew they were a concern. Your job is to trust and to rest, to give yourself permission to be free from the weight of constant worry. It is in this resting, this letting go, that you will find the strength to move forward with clarity and grace. You will find that even in the midst of uncertainty, you are guided. The path ahead may still be unclear, but in the stillness, in the peace of letting go, you will find your way. The answers will come, the solutions will appear, and the load will feel lighter because you no longer carry it alone. You are not weak for letting go. You are not failing when you release control. You are strong because you trust in something greater than yourself. And in that trust, you will find the peace that only surrender can bring. You can rest, for I am handling the things you cannot. You do not have to carry the world on your shoulders. I will take it from you. Rest in that truth, for in my hands, all things are cared for, all things are handled, and you are safe. Rest is not weakness, nor is it a sign of giving up. In fact, it is one of the greatest acts of strength you can show. In a world that constantly urges you to push harder, move faster, and do more, resting is an act of resistance, a declaration that you trust the unfolding of life more than the need for constant effort. It is a choice to prioritize your well-being, to honor the pace that your body and mind need, and to recognize that there is power in doing nothing at all. When you choose to rest, you choose to step back from the chaos and the noise, to disconnect from the demands of the world, and the strength to face what lies ahead. This is the paradox. The more you rest, the more you restore. The more you let go of the need to act, the more your inner strength grows. Rest is not wasted time. It is not a sign of failure. It is an essential part of your process. When you allow yourself to rest, you honor your humanity, your vulnerability, and your need for renewal. You recognize that you cannot give from an empty cup. You recognize that even the strongest of beings needs time to recover, to be still, to be replenished. Think of the seasons. There is a time for growth, a time for harvest, and a time for rest. The earth does not labor endlessly without pause. It knows the importance of resting, of renewing itself for the next season of growth. And so it is with you. You cannot sustain your strength by constantly moving, constantly striving, and constantly pushing forward. You need rest to restore your power. You need to trust that when you take a step back, you are not failing. You are simply recharging. There is a divine rhythm to life, a natural flow that moves between action and stillness. It is easy to think that only in the moments of intense work and effort do you accomplish anything of value. But the truth is that without stillness, without rest, there is no true productivity. Rest is the fertile soil in which new ideas, new energy, and new strength are born. When you rest, you are not abandoning your purpose. You are not abandoning the path you are on. You are, in fact, honoring the journey. You are making room for the next step, the next phase, and the next miracle. You do not need to do it all yourself. You do not need to shoulder every burden, solve every problem, or navigate every obstacle. There is a strength in recognizing that you do not have to do it all. There is a power in trusting that I will handle the things you cannot see, the things you cannot control, the things that are beyond your ability to change. When you rest, you allow me to take over the tasks that are mine to handle, while you focus on nurturing your own soul, body, and mind. And so rest, my child. Rest in the peace that you are not alone. Rest in the knowing that the world will keep turning, that your dreams will keep unfolding, and that the work will continue even when you take a moment for yourself. In this rest, you allow the energy of the universe to flow through you, to work in you and around you, to set in motion the very things you desire. You are stronger when you rest. You are more capable when you trust. And in this divine exchange, you will find the strength to face whatever comes next. You can rest now. I will handle it. In this life, you are taught to be strong, to rise above, and to handle things on your own. You are taught to carry your burdens with pride, to never show weakness, and to solve your problems without asking for help. Yet there is a wisdom in knowing when to surrender control, when to release your grip, and trust in something greater than yourself. You can rest. I will handle it. Surrendering does not mean giving up. It means accepting that there are forces at work that are beyond your comprehension, forces that know the full picture, even when you can only see part of it. Surrendering control is not about abandoning your responsibility, but about recognizing the limits of your power and embracing the greater wisdom that lies beyond your understanding. The world is not a simple equation where every action has an immediate, predictable result. Life is full of twists, turns, and moments that you could never have anticipated. And in these moments, it can be easy to feel lost, to feel as though you must control every outcome, fix every issue, and manage every possibility. But trying to control every aspect of life will leave you exhausted and frustrated. You were never meant to hold every burden, to control every outcome, or to predict every twist in the road. There is beauty in the mystery, power in the unknown, and freedom in surrendering to the flow of life. When you rest, you allow space for life to work itself out, in its own time and in its own way. This does not mean you abandon your efforts or stop striving toward your goals. It means that you let go of the need to control how, when, and where those goals will manifest. It means that you trust that the steps you take, the decisions you make, and the intentions you set will align with the greater plan that is unfolding. It means trusting that the universe has a rhythm, a divine timing that may not always match your own, but is nonetheless perfect in its design. To rest is to say, I trust. It is a declaration that you have faith, that even when things seem uncertain or challenging, you are being guided. It is a recognition that your role is not to force things to happen, but to show up with intention, to take inspired action when the time is right, and to trust that everything else is unfolding as it should. By resting, you allow the universe, the divine, or whatever force you believe in, to take the reins in areas where you may feel powerless. You stop fighting against the current and allow yourself to be carried. You accept that there are aspects of life that are simply not for you to control, and in doing so, you create space for miracles. You create space for things to unfold naturally, in their own time, and in their own way. And in this process, you may find that the things you once thought were problems begin to resolve on their own, with far less effort on your part. Surrendering control is not a passive act. It is an active choice to trust, to let go of the need to micromanage every outcome. It is a decision to embrace uncertainty, knowing that uncertainty does not equal danger. It means embracing the unknown with confidence, knowing that you are being held, that you are not alone in your journey. You have already done the work. You have taken the steps, made the decisions, and walked the path. Now, it is time to trust the process, to rest, and to let go of the need to hold everything together. You do not have to be in control of everything. You do not have to make it all happen by force. The universe has its own plan, and it is working in your favor. So, take a breath, let go. You can rest. I will handle it.